Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmom8.wordpress.com. I've got to break some devastating news for everyone today. Homeschooling is only good for farmers. As someone who is really vocal about homeschooling on social media, whether it's through my YouTube channel or on my blog, on Twitter or Instagram, I usually have very supportive comments on my threads. But every now and then I will get some that I am actually taken aback by, because not only are they super critical about homeschooling, but they're completely off the wall. And I'm okay with the fact that people don't always agree with homeschooling. I understand that. There is not a single topic that everyone is going to agree upon. But some people take it to a whole new level, and that's something that I wanted to talk about with you today. All right, so this is one of the comments that was left on my Instagram post for a video that I made a while back called "There Are Worse Things Than a Child Missing School." And, it was actually the inspiration for this video because I really felt that it was very degrading, not only to homeschoolers, but to farmers as well. And I'm going to read it and you're going to find out why. I'm not sure if you are aware that from elementary school on, children with special talents or intelligence gets taken out of the standard population and put into special schools to nurture their talents. First of all, I just want to put in there that is not the case. I was a gifted and talented student. I did not get put in a special school to nurture my talents. Yes, I did get transferred from one public elementary school to another one that offered gifted classes that were accelerated, but I was never taken out of a public school and put into a special school. I was just put into another public school that offered accelerated classes. So that is a piece of misinformation right there. Moving on, if you are in a regular public school after 5th grade, you didn't make the cut. Again, not true. Only the ones who are never expected to contribute to society get left in the Common Core programs filled with troublemakers. Only the kids who get selected for the special schools will ever be leaders of society. Homeschooling is great for those whose only goal is to be a farmer. I honestly could not believe when I read that last sentence. Apparently, the author of this comment does not understand how absolutely crucial farming is to anyone who wants to live. We would not be able to live and function without farmers. And I will tell you that if any one of my kids would come to me and tell me, you know what, Mom, I think that when I get older, I would really like to buy a farm and I would like to be a farmer, I would applaud that. I would be so proud of it because there is no harder yet more rewarding job than farming. And so this comment alone really, really got to me. But you know what? She actually left several others. I'm only going to go over one more that I felt that I wanted to highlight. And she was actually saying this to someone else on the thread who had responded to her. She said, "Don't feel sad for me or my children. We are all very successful. It is poor, unsocialized, and regressive homeschooled children that my heart breaks for. By all means, add your own knowledge. As I stated, my son at 13 started an aviation academy," which I've got to say that there are a lot of homeschooled kids who also go for their pilot license. But moving on, "I would have held him back so terribly that it might be abuse if I would have been so naive to think that I could have taught him aviation mechanics. I'm so sad for these regressive children of narcissistic parents who think they can hold a candle to experts in their fields." So, yeah, unfortunately, this is the attitude that a lot of people have towards homeschooling. I don't think that most people are as vocal as this person was, but I really think that it's something that needs to be addressed. First of all, there is nothing wrong with being a farmer. And I've got to point that out first and foremost. But second of all, I really wanted to make it a point to highlight that there are many people in successful fields other than farming who, guess what, were homeschooled. And I'm going to share those with you right now. Okay, on that note, I decided that I was going to compile a list of famous homeschoolers. I will leave the link in the description box for the article that I actually got this list from. Now, mind you, this is not a complete list. This is just a portion of it, but I thought that I would share with you today some people that you might have heard of that were homeschooled. Tim Tebow, Bethany Hamilton, Justin Bieber, Emma Watson, Venus and Serena Williams, Condoleezza Rice, Benjamin Franklin, James Madison, George Washington, John Adams, John Quincy Adams, Grover Cleveland, James Garfield, Andrew Jackson, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, Winston Churchill, Pierre DuPont, Alexander Hamilton, Patrick Henry, William Penn, Daniel Webster, Alexander the Great, Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee, Douglas MacArthur, George Patton, Supreme Court Justices, John Marshall, John Rutledge, and Sandra Day O'Connor, George Washington Carver, Albert Einstein, Michael Faraday, Blaise Pascal, Booker T. Washington, Claude Monet, Grandma Moses, Leonardo da Vinci, Joan of Arc, Jonathan Edwards, Dwight Moody, John and Charles Wesley, Brigham Young, Alexander Graham Bell, Thomas Edison, Eli Whitney, Orville and Wilbur Wright, Irving Berlin, Felix Mendelssohn, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, John Philip Sousa, Hans Christian Andersen, Margaret Atwood, Pearl S. Buck, Agatha Christie, Samuel Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain, Charles Dickens, Robert Frost, L. Ron Hubbard, C.S. Lewis, Christopher Paolini, writer of Aragon, Beatrix Potter, Carl Sandburg, George Bernard Shaw, Walt Whitman, Laura Ingalls Wilder, Horace Mann, Charlotte Mason, John Witherspoon, Louis Armstrong, Charlie Chaplin, Whoopi Goldberg, Hanson, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Frankie Muniz, Leanne Rimes, Barlow Girl, Jonas Brothers, Andrew Carnegie, Joseph Pulitzer, Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken founder, Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's. I guess homeschoolers really like their fast food. Abigail Adams, Ansel Adams, Susan B. Anthony, John James Audubon, Clara Barton, Davy Crockett, Margaret Mead, John Muir, Florence Nightingale, Thomas Paine, Bertrand Russell, Albert Schweitzer, Gloria Steinem, Martha Washington, and Frank Lloyd Wright. And guess what? Not a single one of them was just a farmer. Go figure. Anyway, that's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram because YouTube disabled my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.